Hello, everyone. I have been so entertained with our sessions today. It's been so great to see the speakers and communicate in the chat. I feel like I'm learning. I actually just got back from my honeymoon, and there could not be a better way to kick back into work mode. I had the Sunday scaries yesterday, and this has been amazing. This has been so wonderful. Thank you all for joining us here today. It's like we're going back to school just like the kids. So I wanted to kick us off with a little bit of an intro. We are welcoming you back to AI Marketing School in partnership with the AI Marketing Alliance. We do have a really, really great prize. So for everyone who has just joined this session, please remember, if you're angling for this prize, you've hopefully attended 2 sessions already, and this is your third, but if not, there's one more session after this. I encourage you to join to hit that 3-session mark. I'd also encourage you to participate in the polls and chat. We're tracking that as we do in Goldcast. There's another engagement you could do. You create a school photo using the Take Your School Photo prompt up at the top of the Goldcast stage. You can do this even while listening to the sessions. I did mine earlier and I kept listening to the sessions and it just emailed me the photo in the background. You need to upload that to LinkedIn, which will also track and tag Goldcast with the hashtag AI Marketing School. So please share, have some fun with AI. And if you do all of these things, I forgot I should have led with this. This is what the giveaway is. So if you need more encouragement, I'm here to hype up the Remarkable tablet. I use mine constantly. It's brilliant. I also happen to have a different version, but a Polaroid camera, also brilliant. We gotta get more analog content back in our lives while we're getting all this digital content, right? And sneaky, my favorite of this whole package is the back to school supply box. Does anyone else remember going to Staples, a couple decades ago and picking up your composition notebook and your binder clips and all of the markers and colored pencils? Yes, I would love a good glue stick and rubber eraser, almost even more than a digital item these days. So if you need a reminder, I'm going to go back a slide. If you're interested in those prizes, please attend 3 sessions, participate in chat and polls, upload your school photo on LinkedIn, which you can take in that Take Your School Photo CTA, and tag Goldcast. All right. So for those of you who've joined this session, I'm going to get us to a really exciting hype video. But before I do, I wanted to share a special announcement that Goldcast is going agentic. I forgot to introduce myself as well. I'm Lauren Creedon. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Goldcast, and this is a really exciting time for our product team and our marketing team to partner. We partner with our community to figure out what are the top tasks that marketing teams want to automate, and we have a number of different agentic products coming to help you do that. Before we get into the meat of it, I do want to share a great video that our marketing team put together. Take it from them, not from me, about the pain points that we'll be able to share and help you with using agents.
We need more video content ASAP.
The music hypes me up almost as much as the content. If you are multitasking and missed it, Goldcast is going agentic. And you might be wondering, what is an agent? We hinted at it in that video, but when I ask AI tells me that an agent helps perceive information, makes decisions, and take actions to achieve a goal. Which, if you're thinking about agentic, it sort of feels like the evolved version of automation, but automation is pretty static. And I like to think of agents as dynamic. It can take your information that you give it and make decisions on your behalf. But the human is always in the loop. We think about our agents as doing multiple steps in a workflow for our customers, and that workflow is all around video. So our agentic video content platform is built first off of creation products, tools that help you produce engaging video content. We have editing products that helps you edit that video content for specific outcomes and specific channels. And we'll also have distribution and measurement agents that help you analyze your output, whether that's an event or content, to help you improve performance. So you'll see teasers of all of that today. You'll get to get in on the wait list and experience that in our Goldcast products quite soon. Specifically, you'll see a teaser for the Agentic video editor, which you saw teased in that video, helps you with on-demand video editing without bottlenecks. Our Agentic content curator transforms your homepage at the Content Lab from a task-oriented library into something that dynamically pushes the top clips about specific for your role from your video content and what we know about your company. And our AI event analyst will help you see what worked in your event and fix what didn't, which turns a static report into something dynamic based on your role and your objectives with your event. So when all of that comes together, we're hoping to supercharge our marketing team's workflows. We're helping you hit better outcomes, not just be more efficient and do more with less, but help you feel super powered. So without further ado, I'm going to invite my colleague Ernest Sacco to the stage to introduce our video editor and content curator agents. Welcome, Ernest.
Thanks, Lauren, and welcome back and congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to share with the group here how Goldcast is going agentic. So let's start by talking about smarter workflows, faster videos. Lauren already alluded to this, but imagine a world where we're able to curate clips for you from your own video library, edit them, and now all you have to do is make the decision on which one you're going to post to your channels. It's as if you've got many employees within your company sifting through all this content, running the edits, and distributing. But instead, you can do this all yourself in minutes. So enough talking about it. Who wants to see it? I'll take that as everyone. All right, let's go ahead and share my screen here. All right, here we go. So we're going to talk about our curation agent. So in Goldcast already, you have the ability to go up here and search for clips, social posts, and blog posts across your entire video library. So you don't have to sift through all of that content. Now we know you're sitting on a mountain of content. And the reality is a lot of that content is still valid for upcoming campaigns that you have. But the reality is no one is going to go and sift through dozens or hundreds of hours of video content in order to find relevant clips that you can use as part of your upcoming campaign. So what most organizations end up doing is they just end up posting net new content. Well, with our new revamped homepage and our content curator, we've made that easier than ever before. So you will obviously have your recent recordings that are up here, but imagine a world where based on your role and the objectives of your company, we're able to recommend and surface up clips that are relevant in order to achieve the outcomes that you want to achieve. So imagine you're a demand gen marketer or you are a product marketer. Your page would look a little bit different based on what it is that's important to you. In this case, we've got expert insights on how to scale your content strategy. What happened is, based on this, we looked across your entire library and we're surfacing up this content for you. AI is doing that heavy lifting. We've got thought leadership snippets on AI and marketing. We've got ready to share explainers on Mindshare marketing. You're not having to do this yourself. It's all happening in the background. If at any point you wanted to change this, you can simply click here and change what it is that you're looking for. And now this changes, your recommendations change and they refresh. If at any point you want to regenerate what's going on in here, because maybe some of these are good, but you want to see what else is out there, you can click to regenerate that. So in the background, again, it's like you've got a helper that's finding this for you, sifting through all that content, serving it up on a platter and making it available for you to then decide if you want to move forward. If you want to preview, you simply click. When you click, it pulls up the preview and you can decide whether you want to download, edit, or add to library and continue on from there. Now, we're going to make this even smarter over time. Imagine a world where we're surfacing up these insights, not only based on your role and the objective of your company, but maybe even based off of what's working in the market, for example. If this is something that you're interested in, we're going to explain in a few minutes how you can potentially get early access to this, so stay tuned. Now, let's say you have picked a video that you want to use, And the next step is to put that finesse and that editing so that it's ready for you to distribute. Well, that's where our agentic editor comes into play. Now, here's a video that I recorded with my designer, Colin. We were talking about the differences between virtual and in-person events. I've got all these great editing capabilities. So him and I are chatting here. I can add, image overlays if I wanted to insert my logo. So I'll go ahead and throw that up on here. I can change the captions if I'd like. And I've got all these different caption types that I can select from. If I want to make a change to those, I can make all sorts of changes to these and even scene changes. So in moments where I want to show the screen or I just want to show call in, for example, I can make those adjustments accordingly. Now that's all well and good, but imagine a world where I've got a video editor co-pilot sitting right next to me. I've got at my fingertips all the video editing expertise I need, and I can just tell the system what it is I want. And that's where our agentic AI video editor comes into play. So I can click on this AI edits button here, and I've got a handful of actions that are available, and I can click to select more if I'd like, and I can describe what it is that I want. So, maybe make this video more dynamic, switch between speakers where relevant, and ensure we have B-roll that is on brand, for example. Now I can send this over, and what's happening is we've got this video agent on the other side analyzing this information and then responding and clarifying, hey, what is it that you actually want to do? I noticed you wanted to create dynamic videos. We can add this B-roll, captions, etc. This is what isn't supported. Is there anything that you'd like to do to clarify your instructions or proceed as a result? And I can provide clarification and then let it do its thing. And proceed. All right, there we go. All right, awesome, perfect. It's gonna start editing, it's analyzing my instructions, and it's making these decisions. In a moment, we'll start to see it thinking and telling us what it can produce. But how about I do you one better? Actually, I'll show you one that's already done. So in here, we've got all sorts of different edits that were applied. This wasn't touched by human hands. All we did was simply give instruction. And the best part is all of these elements that were added are editable. So it applied its own scene changes. It added zooms. It added background music. It added motion graphics. It added B-roll even. And if I wanted to modify any of this, I can simply click, make my modification. I can select the background music, adjust the volume, make modification, add my own audio. The possibilities are endless. Now let me show you what it looks like when you have the AI editor do it for you. All right, here we go. In a second here, I'm gonna share my screen. And what you're gonna see is in the top left, it's gonna show the original recording. And the other 3 videos that it's going to show is it's going to show 3 videos that were edited using the AI editor, different set of prompts, different set of instructions, and the different types of outputs that happen as a result. So let's go ahead and share that here. Virtual events have definitely changed the game. The reach is incredible. You can attract thousands from all over the world without the travel costs.
Exactly, and the engagement tracking is just next level. You can see who's responding to polls, chatting, asking questions. It's measurable in a way in person just isn't.
True. But let me show you something. When it comes to networking and spontaneity, nothing. All right, awesome. You get the idea. We're on a tight schedule, so I'll save the rest of the video for later. But that gives you a view into our AI agentic editor, our AI content curator. And if you're interested in getting early access to this, this is currently in beta for our recording studio customers. And we've got a beta that's coming live to a more broader audience. Click on the Docs tab in the chat over there. Click the link and enter your information. We'll get in touch with you on how you can get early access. Before moving forward, I'm going to bring AP up on stage, and he's going to share some use cases related to our agents. Hey, AP.
was exciting to see our agentic editor in the works. It's like super exciting as a marketer. I love using it. So I'm excited to share with the audience here like some use cases of our agentic editor. So let me bring up a quick slide. Just so I can go into a few of the use cases, because sometimes when there's new AI tooling, it's hard to understand like, well, how should I use this? Maybe you all already know how you're going to use this, which would be wonderful. But if not, here are a few examples and options. And this is just a handful of them, right? There's so many things you can do with the fact that the clips are getting now surfaced to you, and you can edit with AI without having to wait weeks for an editor to come back with a final product. So first and foremost, I'm a product marketer. I lead product marketing here at Goldcast. So I love to do product and use case walkthroughs. Typically, I end up doing like a 5-minute walkthrough, which is really boring for people. And so I actually have started using our agentic editor to create these more robust, quick, dynamic videos that can walk through the product. So if you go to my LinkedIn, this is a shout out for my LinkedIn here. If you go to my LinkedIn last week, I posted a video of a recording studio. It was a 60-second video. It was punchy, had a lot of zoom and dynamic effects. And I had overlays of like video screenshots and videos, video of the actual product and the demo of the product. So it was just a really quick, fun way for me to showcase our product. So product and use case walkthroughs are a great way to utilize an agentic editor to make the content way more dynamic and fun. There's executive thought leadership clips. This is great for, if we surface things about your point of view through Content Lab, you can get them really edited, nice, ready to go for social, get that story out there, which is incredible. You can also use this to drive through social, drive people back to the longer form content, whether that's a webinar or something else. So this G2 example, they did not use our agentic editor, so I'll put that out there. But I saw it last week and I was like, man, they could have created this with agentic editor and it would have been done in really like maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes. And so like they have a nice conversation with their CMO who's talking about a report that they did. They have a couple of overlays that pop up and then they drive people back to the full report. Again, this video could be created with a Goldcast within probably 5 minutes max. So like, these are all the things you can start doing with the ability of having AI behind you. Some other great examples and use cases are customer testimonial ads. So imagine you do a customer conversation on Recording Studio in Goldcast, and then you take like a 30, 60-second clip and you add some dynamic effects to it. That can now become an ad that grabs attention in the LinkedIn feed or wherever you're putting social ads out. So again, that's a great use case for demand marketers. And a few other ones is just using this content, getting this dynamic, engaging video clips to use in your ABM campaigns, as well as your email nurtures. So there's just a lot of ways to kind of engage your audience across different channels to eventually build that mind share and of course turn them into pipeline and drive demand for your product and your business. So again, I went through that quickly. There's tons of other use cases that you can utilize the agentic editor for, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of inspiration of how you can leverage a tool like this. And again, I'm seeing it firsthand as I'm doing more video content as well for Goldcast. So I'm super excited for you all to try it out. Again, if you go to the Docs tab on the top right, there's a link to the agents page. Check it out. Fill out the form. We'll get back to you as we try to get more people access to some of these agentic products that we're launching. But we've talked a lot about video and video workflows. I know a lot of our customers use and leverage Goldcast for events. And so we don't want to make sure we forget about that side of the world. So I'm going to bring on Courtney right now, who's going to walk through some of the agentic AI elements that are going to be launched for the event side of our business as well. Hey, Courtney.
Hey, P. Great. I am excited to talk about our event side. I know the video editing side is incredible and very exciting, but we've got a lot of cool stuff going on over on events as well. So first of all, we know that one of the main issues that people have with running an event is it's really difficult to prove out ROI. It's really difficult to build out a large scale event strategy and make sure that you are getting better at what you are doing over time. So our event agent is going to help you do that. So our AI system is going to analyze your event performance, and it's going to deliver clear stakeholder-specific insights and ABM signals that are proving out your ROI. Everything from performance benchmarking, comparing you against your own past programs as well as your industry peers, providing stakeholder insights to various departments and leadership that you can share directly to prove out the ROI of your events. Specific ABM signals at the account and specific user level to understand who engaged with your event, who is a hot lead for your team to follow up with directly following this event, and actionable guidance around how you can improve your upcoming event and your future event strategy on an annual basis. I'm super excited to show you guys an example of one of these reports. So let's take a look. All right, here you go. So Goldcast actually ran an event that we ran, a real event through our AI agent. And here are some of the insights in the event report that we generated. So we have a key insight about our event right here at the top. We've got main statistics and a comparison against industry benchmarks across here, from attendance weight to average watch time, the total engagement across all engagement touch points throughout the event, on-demand views, which will obviously continue to increase as time passes. You have your performance versus benchmarks, as well as your most engaged attendees. So this is where your BDR team can really focus on getting those hot leads after engagement during an event and following up directly. We've also summarized key actions, what's working, what's not working, what you may want to revisit, some other opportunities that you can have your team think about to improve the performance of your event overall, as well as team-related actions from your leadership, marketing ops, your sales, and your rep ops team, specifying all of this outreach but on a departmental level makes it really easy to prove out the ROI of the events that you all are running every single day. All right, I think that's it on the event side for today. I'd love to invite our team to hop back up on stage, and we are going to take some of your questions. If you haven't asked any questions, go ahead and hop into that Q&A tab in your chat panel. Drop your questions in, upvote questions that you are interested in learning more about.
Awesome. Thanks, Courtney. And as Courtney said, please get your questions in. I'm going to do my best to go through these and make sure the team is answering them. We actually have plenty of time. I was worried that we're going to run out of time, and we have a lot of time. So we'll try to get through as many as we can. So bear with me as I go through this. I'm going to start with an interesting one here from Samantha, who is asking if marketers are using the Goldcast platform beyond just webinars and events. Are they experimenting with recorded videos as well as the AI capabilities? So I know Ernest, Courtney, Lauren, you've worked with a lot of customers who are doing more than just events and webinars with our platform. I'll just share firsthand. Again, I work here, so I'm a little biased, but I've been doing a lot of fun stuff, recording videos, walkthrough videos, customer testimonials, etc., and using our Agentic editor with that. But what have you all been seeing?
It's absolutely one of the top use cases we've seen. We have customers that do far more than webinars and events on Goldcast. And I'd love to turn it over to Courtney and Ernest to speak a little bit about our recording studio. But before I do, I'll mention you can upload video that you've recorded elsewhere, whether it's high production video or something from your company's YouTube channel. You can upload in bulk to Goldcast Content Lab and use our Agentic editor as part of this future release. But I'd love to share more about the recording studio, Courtney and Ernest.
Yeah, absolutely. We are super excited. Not only, as Lauren said, can you upload content from other sources that you've captured, but beyond webinars and events, we've also recently launched the Goldcast Recording Studio. So you have the opportunity to directly capture and record high quality content into Goldcast, and then use the editing and agentic AI capabilities to develop anything from pre-recorded webinars, interviews or knowledge, thought leadership content with your leadership, customer testimonials that you're going to share on social and on your website. There are so many different use cases, but definitely reach out to your CSM or go to our website and check out our Goldcast recording studio to learn more.
Awesome. Cool. Let's see what else we got here. Sorry, there's a lot of great questions coming in, so I'm doing my best to go through these here. Here's an interesting one from Nadine. Let me share it. Here. Can we make templates and rules for agents so that our edits are made with brand styling, guidelines, the right logo placements? I know that there's a lot of kind of thought going on in this area. Ernest, anything you want to share?
Yes, absolutely. So we have this concept of a recipe where you're able to instruct your agent how you want, and then once you get to the output that looks good, because it might take a little bit of back and forth with the agent, then you can save that as a recipe so that rules are followed moving forward. We're going to expand that significantly. In fact, it's very much aligned with what you asked, Nadine. How do we pull your brand guidelines, your motion style? How do we even take content that you really like that you've fed the agent that then the agent can try to analyze, learn, and apply those styles? How does it learn from you moving forward? So first iteration of that is the saved recipes, which we already have. And then next iteration are some of the things that you've described where you can feed brand guidelines, styles, etc. And it'll also learn from you moving forward.
Awesome. Yeah, and obviously branding is very important. We know that as a company that sells to marketers, and as a marketer myself, we know how important that is. So it's always in the back of our minds. We have a great question here from Colleen. Let me share that on stage as well, because this is really around like how we surface up the right clips. And for anyone that's not aware, we already have AI search available in Goldcast, so you can start searching across your library right now if you wanted to, if you're in Goldcast in the content lab area. But Ernest, can you just share a little bit about how like the semantic search works? So like, how does it pull the right information? How does it search across your library to get the right content for you?
Yep, absolutely. So the version that we originally created searches across what's available in the transcript. So anything that's said at any point during the video is searchable. We've actually expanded that out to search across metadata as well. So think speaker information, location of events, event names, etc. We're expanding that even farther so that the searches that you run end up becoming more accurate. So a good example might be what you described, where the event happened on such and such date or within the last 90 days, for example. These are all things that are happening and in the works, and more is being indexed. But right now, we're able to pull up the vast majority of the types of searches that it is that we're seeing. We'll eventually extend that even farther, so you could not only search, but you could describe what the output should be. So not to give too much away, but imagine if you wanted to highlight reel, or if you wanted to have describe the duration of the clip that you want and who said it and what it was about at what event, for example. So should save you what would have normally taken hours, should be something that you'll be able to achieve in minutes or less.
Yeah, I use our AI search a lot. So again, I'm just you all right now in the audience. I'm a marketer who loves using our own products. So take it from me. But I want to actually get a question here on the event analyst side of things, because we've been talking a lot about the video aspect. So there's a couple of questions I'm going to kind of lump together here. So we had one from Michael in terms of, is this AI event analytics and analytics going to extend into how attendees interact through some of the engagement options in the product, as well as, let me see, I saw another one here. I think it was from, maybe it was also from Michael. Here we go. Around, oops, let me share that on screen. Data around attendees focus, what they're watching, what they're browsing on. Courtney, I'll let you take this. I know there's a lot of like discovery kind of feedback work happening. So you want to quickly just share kind of what the process is that we're going through right now to figure out what the right insight and data is that we're trying to surface up for folks?
Yeah, absolutely. So to the first part of the question, yes, absolutely. Things like questions asked, polls interacted with, CTA clicks, things of that nature, comments in the chat. Those are all going to be fed into the most engaged attendees assessment to ensure that the people that are being reached out to and targeted as those most engaged attendees really have had that level of engagement throughout the event. In terms of the second part of the question, ensuring that we are capturing actual view time, if someone has other windows or other tabs open, our team is exploring ways to capture that information. Right now, it is based on if the attendee is active in the Goldcast event. Which means that essentially they haven't gone idle after a certain amount of time. So you do have to be inside the window, but we're consistently working to get better attribution on active watch time rather than just having the tab open.
Yeah. Awesome. Exactly. So a few more questions here. We have probably about 3-4 minutes left. So I'm going to answer a question here that Lauren has already answered, but I want to make sure everyone is aware of this. Gwen here was asking if we can use videos from other platforms versus just the webinars that are being run in Goldcast. The answer is yes. You can upload other video content directly into Goldcast. You can edit it in Content Lab. You can repurpose it in Content Lab. So it doesn't have to be necessarily just video content, whether that's events, webinars, or recordings that are happening in Goldcast. You can take video content from elsewhere. You can put it into Goldcast, and now that library available on Goldcast will be searched across when we are surfacing up clips for you, or you're using our AI search functionality to find clips on specific topics. So yes, please go try that out.
I'll just add to that a little bit. That's a great refresher on it. And there's just one piece of technical information that I just felt like sharing to get people thinking about the best types of content to put in Goldcast. We operate based off of understanding the transcript of your video. So think about any type of video that has spoken word content or faces in your video. Goldcast is going to work best off of understanding the transcript of that content and performing operations based off of that.
Thanks for the additional clarification and context, Lauren. I think maybe we'll have time for one more question, depending on how long it takes to answer this. But there was a great question here from Becca for like a testimonial ad use case. Will it take like a bunch of rambling that's happening and turn it into like an impactful, shorter clip that can be used to share on social media or elsewhere? Ernest, I know again this is something that you're working with and like you get hearing from customers. What's your take on this?
So right now you are able to do that manually with the ability to drag and delete portions that maybe don't make the most sense or take away from the point. We are actually actively working on a proof of concept for removing what we call fluff. How do we take a snippet and shorten it to get to the point and remove what might have been said multiple times or is taking away from the main point? We know attention spans are shorter than ever before. So how do we drive it, make it more punchy? But this is also an opportunity for me to plug clicking on the Docs tab, clicking on the link, and requesting early access to the beta of this AI Agentic editor. We're giving and inviting you to have the opportunity to have say in what this ends up looking like once we go GA. So feedback like this is invaluable. And it also gives us the ability to work with you to make sure that we're partnering on something that once it hits the market is something that works well and is great for everyone. Because we're running that POC right now, we're looking for feedback in that direction, and we want to understand what's working and what's not working. So Becca, to answer your question, we have a POC ready for that, and we've got a beta that's available right now that you can get early access to help shape the future of what the AI editor looks like.
Yeah, again, I'm just going to keep sharing my use cases. I went through in my video, I deleted the parts I didn't want, and then I had the Agentic editor go do the magic on top of whatever the final video was. As well, in the recording itself, you can go create clips. If there was just a 30-second part of it that you want, you can create a clip, and then you can use the Agentic editor on that part of the clip. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with it. I know we're at time here, so I appreciate everyone joining. I appreciate Ernest, Courtney, Lauren, for you all sharing kind of some of the agentic vision and things that are happening here at Goldcast. As Lauren mentioned, please do take the poll. Let us know what you're interested in, and go check out the agents page. Learn more about our agents that are coming up. Let us know if you're interested, and we'll definitely get back to you and give you more information. Otherwise, in a few seconds, you're going to go see the last session of the day around governance and especially with AI, a very hot topic. So please go over there, check that out. But again, thank you all. We're excited about all the agents that we're launching, and we hope that you all get to leverage it and use it fairly soon. Thanks all.
Thanks, team.
Everyone.